Hello again, everyone. My name is Strider656, and I am in the Lords of Middle-earth tournament. This is a game on the Java client using Lords of Middle-earth expansion, and this is game 2. And I'm playing RompSteel. I'm the higher seed. I ended up choosing Shadow as my opening pick, and then he counter offers to give me a token to play free, and I gladly accept. And this is my opening hand. I have Ents Awake and Imrahil of Dol Amroth. And I'm just going to do these videos from my perspective. So I do not know his hand. And I just want to show you kind of what I was thinking at the time of the game. And that's the way I'm going to do these videos. Please feel free to comment anything you would have done differently, or, just your thoughts. I pick the alternate Gandalf with Narya, and I don't separate companions. He puts one eye in and rolls 3. And I have this roll. At this point, I'm thinking maybe I should separate Gandalf. I had some crazy thoughts here, because I'm looking. He only has 1 muster, so thinking maybe if I take Gandalf and use his ability and move the elves to war, then I can move, and let's see, move. No, I wouldn't make it in time. Never mind. I had military aspirations, so I decide to think, and I do the standard moves, which is Carrick to Old Forest Road and Edoras to Westamnet, so I can see what he wants to do. But I should have guessed he's going to draw a strategy card here. I move the Fellowship on 4 eyes, and I missed, which I'm stunned about. He does his moves. Barad-dûr to Gorgoroth and Farharad here. And at this point, I'm thinking I'm just going to move the Fellowship, because I might get lucky. And I'm not. And I'm definitely not, because I get hit by an eye. This is awful, because this means he's going to bring the Chief out. And because I want Gandalf to stay the gut, I don't take him. And I know he's not going to bring Saruman in. So I go high pass. I think I consider going Moria, but because I'd rather not deal with the Balrog. So he brings in the Chief, and I flip, and he starts moving north, but he has no one at war yet. And I say passes, I don't want to use my token. That's turn 1. So really good turn for Shadow. Pretty bad for me. All I've done is I've just moved my armies a little bit. The only good saving grace here is that no one's at war yet, but that's a strategic move. Anyhow, turn 2. I get Smeagol, Helps Nice Master, and the Spirit of Mordor Scouts. So now I have Scouts, I have Imrahil. I like my cards. Alright, and he rolls this, and I don't know. If I had done my plan to do military, this would have been great, but alas. Oof, and I get a roll that isn't an eye. So I start by bringing the elves down. He plays Isildur's Bane. He draws a 1. And I just take it, because I have no option. Move again. I'm hit twice. He draws Smeagol. So now I'm just going to keep moving at this point, because I want to get back to Gandalf so I can get Narya back. I move again. I get hit with 2R, so I kill Smeagol off. And then he moves the Chief over. Makes sense. Bring the elves down. I'm thinking at this point, if I bring the elves all the way down, I can start mustering them up. And then I can, maybe if that roll happens again, I can do something about it. He plays Morgul Wound, which is the best timing for him. Good job. Awful for me. because I'm below 4, so that just adds 2. Great. I say probably making Air City here, which is true, because this is a mess. It's a mess so far. So I continue with my plan to bring the elves all the way down. And I draw into Winds from the West and another Scouts card. I changed the guide here because I want to hide and move because I don't think he's going to bring Saruman in. That's my thought. Might be a mistake. What do I discard here? What would you discard? So I think I'm going to get rid of his Scouts. Probably the Spirit of Mordor or Red Arrow. I go to Spirit of Mordor. And he rolls... he has 2 eyes in the pool. And I have a lot. So I start by flipping the Fellowship. And I bring Elrond in. Because I'm thinking I want to move a lot. Brings Gothmog in. Makes sense. I move. And I am not hit, which is great. So this is one of the few... I think this is the second safe movement. I don't remember. And I choose I wanted to move again, so I use Elrond. And this could be a mistake. I could be moving too fast, too early. You play Shadows of Dol Guldur. I think his intention is maybe to go up in case I get revealed. He can just move everyone on me. That's what I would do if I were him. I move again, and I'm hit. But it's a 2. And I'm way too high, so I take a random. And he draws Gandalf, which is probably very rare. So he says Merry Christmas to me, which I appreciate. But there's no getting Gandalf the White in because I don't have a Will of the West. He attacks Old Forest Road. I play Scouts. Because sometimes people bluff and they play Great Hosts instead. But he has Storm of Bats, and he gets his hit, and so do I. So at this point, I decide to play Grimelborn so I can just put more north people up here. He attacks Woodland Realm. Then I realize I totally forgot that I should have been mustering the Woodland Realm the whole time, but I didn't. So this is slightly painful, and I mention it. So I just keep continuing my plan to move the Fellowship. And he gets a hit and draws another eye. So I think... let me just check the pool out. Yeah, there's only 1 eye left in the pool. This is horrible. But the good news is if I ever make it to Mordor, that at least I have more standard tiles left. So I never want to lose a companion to a 1. I just take Corruption. He attacks Woodland Realm. I don't play a card. He doesn't play a card. He gets 1, I get 1. He presses. No hits. No hits. And that's it. He can't press anymore. And I don't use the token. And now we're on to turn 4. I draw him to Thranduil, which is nice. Now, I think when I was playing this, and I'm still suffering from it now, I was very, very, very tired. So, my mistake, but it's okay. Put Gandalf in Casualties. And I get this for a roll. I start by hiding the Fellowship. And change my mind, and then rehide. Now, I probably should have just put Thranduil in here. But I didn't. He plays Hill Trolls to strengthen that army. I play Thranduil now. This could be an error because they're not surviving. Like, it's not happening. So maybe if I had kept moving on one eye, because I can go 1, 2, 3, and then use a ring and get in. I think this is a mistake. I think this is a huge error on my part. He moves Isengard now. He plans to get Saruman because that I don't have a Will of the West showing. Bring Saruman in. I continue to pass. If his Palantir out, I don't want to give him another ring. So I let him, this could be an error. Usually, whenever I see Palantir come out, I just want to discard it immediately. Okay. It reinforces Woodland Realm. And I move the Fellowship, and it's a miss. So that's good to know. It's 1 miss. Attacks Woodland Realm. I play Shield Wall against Deadly Strife. And he gets 4 -1. And I get 2. And he makes a comment that now he rolls 6s. He presses. No card, and he destroys. That's destruction. This is kind of like my reward for the game against Pooh Daddy. So it's kind of my, the War of the Rings way to say luck swings both ways. And I get nothing back. And I just move everyone in with the army die. See, I'm thinking right now. I mean, the game's already ended. But I couldn't have used a ring on the army die anyway because you can't change it. So anyway, let's keep going. He thinks about moving up to Erebor, but he doesn't. Instead, he just moves to Umbar and out. And I'm thinking he's not even at war, so this doesn't scare me like in the least. Plus, I'm still holding on to Imrahil of Dol Amroth, so this is not scary to me. And with the Fellowship again. I missed. So if I had 1, 2, if I had another move, I'm trying to think. I have to rewatch the turn. If I had used the army die to hide at the beginning, I could have moved 1, 2, 3, and then I could have, the Will, and forget the Randiel. I could have moved here, then I could have possibly gotten in if I wasn't revealed. So I see he moves out, so I finally use my token to get Gondor down closer to Warsaw. Well, that if he attacks, I can start mustering right away. Move on to turn 5. I draw Swords and Eriador. And 3 rings, which is one of my favorite cards in the game if you can get your stuff back. And I discard Gwahir, because I don't plan to use it. I say FSP okay, which is correct because I forget in LOME if you declare, then the Witch King automatically goes on top of you. So I roll this. So I'm at 2 movement. I need 2 more. So I'm thinking probably I'm going to use the Will of the West to bring Gandalf in. That makes the most sense. Then I can move, and use this as a ring to move again if I need it. I start by moving, and I'm hit. And it's a reveal, which is the worst. So that shows you that if I had done the crazy move last turn, I probably wouldn't have made it. Or maybe I would. I don't remember. Well, let's look at the roll. Hold on. Was his first one a 6? No, I would have made it because he rolled 1, 3, 6, 2. But we don't know that because the rolls are different anyhow. He plays Captain of Despair here, which makes sense. I mean, I do have Winds from the West to get rid of it, but I'm just going to hold on to it. He plays Gates Are Closed. I move the Fellowship so I can get in. This time I actually want to get revealed. Oh, I get hit, which is... I'm kind of excited about getting hit for once. He draws a 1. So again, I don't want to lose a companion for any lower than 2. That's my general rule. So I take Corruption, even though I'm up to 6, which is scary. He draws a card. he's clearly going corruption because his military is going very slow, and I'm just running like a madman. Pass. He uses Elrond to play The Ring Is Mine. Just probably so we can use Palantir to keep drawing. I probably should have used the Will of the West here to get rid of this, but I want to. No, I can't. I want to get Gandalf. That'd be stupid. Keep passing. He attacks his Gileath. He gets no hits. I get 2. He presses. I retreat into Minas Tirith because I don't plan to muster here. So if he attacks, I'm just going to go into siege. And he keeps moving around to take Gondor out and cannot hit them. I roll 1 hit. And I wrote Weakling to him, laughing. And now I decide to bring Gandalf in and risk cruel weather. Because I'm moving fast enough where I can afford a turn outside of Mordor if I need it. He plays Shelob's Lair. So I'm in Mordor turn 5. Now we're on turn 6. Now this part kind of annoyed me because I do remember this. So notice that, let me just check what's going on here in the chat. I'm checking the hunt pool here. All right, so here's the hunt pool. I'll get to it in a second. I draw Power 2 Great, and I will go alone. At this point, because my corruption is getting so high, I want to save this in case I need to separate a companion out of desperation. I killed Swords of Eriador. And now he moves everything in the pool before the gates are closed. So I wonder here if this is an error, if I should have stopped the game to say that you can't draw because you've already done this. And he draws an eye here. And that's my point. Because that would have been no damage. And instead, he realizes that we got to put the tiles in. And he draws a 2. So I take a random and I draw a Hobbit. And we decide that he separates at the gate. Because that happens at the gate. Not in Mordor. So again, I wasn't too happy about that part, I'm not going to lie. Because I saw that eye had come in and I just felt like finally luck has swung my direction. But now the hunt pool, relatively dangerous. I have 5 eyes. I think I have most of the 3s here. It doesn't look like it's going to be a friendly Mordor climb. And Romp decides to just go all corruption. He puts 3 eyes in. Then rolls another eye in. And then rolls another eye. And this is his roll. And that's my roll. So I know my Wills of the West are good. So at this point I finally get rid of Palantir of Orthanc. And I said, you've had your fun. Alright. And I mentioned that if I draw an eye, it's going to suck. Because look at this. Horrible. He brings in the mouth. And I bring in Galadriel because in case I draw an eye, I want to be able to get rid of it with her ability. He moves out so that he can put another eye in the box here, so there's 7 eyes. And I play Ents so that I can play. I got 2 hits, and I play Smeagol Helps Nice Master here. I thought about playing the Elven card, but I'm not going to play the ring card until I have almost all of my rings gone, if not all of them. All right, so Isengard is weak. He attacks Lamedon. And don't forget I have Imrahil of Dol Amroth here. So I'm thinking if I use a ring now, then I can use the ring to muster, then get it back next turn if I need to. So I do. I muster an elite into Dol Amroth. And then he plays Black Captain Commands into DA. And now I move the Fellowship, and it's an I. And he's excited. But I have Galadriel, which I say hell no. And I draw into a 3. At this point, my corruption is high. And I don't really care if I get to Gollum because I do have Winds from the West. I can get rid of it. So I want to make sure I maximize my corruption. And I'm in no rush to do hiding games because I'm making really good progress, and I don't see a military progress really in sight at this point. Okay, turn 7. I draw Elven Cloaks and Aemir, and he continues to do a million eyes in the pool. And here's a turn. And he draws in Gothmog's also an eye. So this is his turn right here. So I know he could always use a ring to change it into a muster. Let me see what my roll is. So here's my roll. Think what you would do here. Like, is there a way to get a military victory with this? The elves are at war, so I could go 1, 2, 3. And while they're moving, I could move 1 at the same time. And he'd probably reinforce if I did that. But I don't want to give up. I don't want to mess up. Let's see if let's theoretically look at this, and I'm just interested before I just show you what happens. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I theoretically could have made it here. So yeah, I didn't. And I said I started with Imrahil of Dol Amroth because I can't do anything with this die anyway. And I pass. And now I decide, forget it. I'm just going to get my rings back. And I get 1. So I try taking Galadriel back, and it reminds me I can't do that. Because it has to be in use, so I take the correct ring. Which is sad. Because usually Elrond's die is the most OP die in the pool. I keep drawing character cards now. That's my new decision. Okay, we prove the Swifter, which is garbage. And I have Bilbo Sun, which is good. So if needed, I can heal 2 corruption. Here, I could also like kill everyone off and then use Bilbo for 2. Alright, he plays half-orcs and goblin men. So I guess he could have always mustered and then played this to protect his army. But instead, he's able to continue his military. So again, let me know in the comments what you would do. This is turn 7. I'm just really curious if anyone thinks that they should have gone military here. Alright, I decide to muster up and I changed my mind because I want to get cards out of my hand. So I decided to put Aemir in Helm's Deep to make sure this is hard. This might be an error. He keeps drawing character cards, and I finally move, and it's a 1 reveal, which is great because I have no way to block anything. And if I got hit by an eye, that would be 6, which is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a reveal, which it might be death. So take a random, and I get Pippin. Here we go to turn 8. And I draw into another blue tile and Power Tom Bombadil. I discard. We prove the Swifter probably because I don't plan to use it. He allocates all his maximum eyes he can do. Rolls 2 more. And I have a Pooh Daddy roll here, which is no movement. I have a ring. If I want to move, I could. And I start by playing File of Galadriel to get in the pool. I would even say that's a Pooh Daddy roll right there. He exchanges the Witch King, so he's going military. And I think his plan at this point is just to cycle character cards. That's what he's been showing. So I keep drawing character cards. I'm looking for Mithril Coat at this point, or anything that can help. He attacks DA. I play Advantageous Position. He plays Dread and Despair. So it doesn't really do anything, but I'm thinking I have 6 cards in hand anyway. What am I going to do with it? He gets 1 hit, and I get 1 hit. He doesn't press, he keeps drawing character cards. I play Elven Cloaks, because I'm trying to get that pool friendly. He attacks DA again. And I play Heroic Death. He plays Fear of Their Masters. Gets 2 hits. I got 1. Oh, I screwed that up. I should have used my Heroic Death to get rid of the leader. But I didn't. I don't wonder why I did that. That doesn't make any sense. Okay. So I use a ring to flip the fellowship so that I'm not going to take corruption because I can't afford it. He attacks DA again. Gets 2 hits. I get 1. Presses. He plays Devilry, so that would be it's 2. So I wonder if there would have been a difference if that leader I had wasn't there right now. If this would have made this last longer. I have 1. Now he's up to 5. And I start moving things around. I've contemplated bringing the North down to war here. But I didn't. I do it there. Okay. I was thinking of doing like them all the way down to war here. But I figured just moving them closer is smart. Because then if he attacks me, there's a chance I could always run away because he'll put me to war. Then I can go into Dol Guldur. But I think at this point I've definitely gone for the ring victory. I draw Dane, and there's another way. So again, I have a lot of healing cards. Fellowship's okay. Allocates his maximum eyes again. And I roll. I finally get movement, and I start, and I get the this is horrible. I get the 3 stop. So I kill Legolas. Gimli is the alt Gimli, so that's kind of a mistake. Boromir should be the leader of the Fellowship. He plays Lure of the Ring and gets Boromir anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. But yeah, that was the wrong person who is in the lead. Plays Candles. So if... I don't know. I was just going to say, if I had played I Will Go Alone earlier, I could have taken the corruption back in exchange for avoiding this Candle of Corpses 2-hit. Alright, and now I decide it's time. It's time to just kill everyone off. So I start by getting rid of Gimli, who's a 1. So move that back 1. Plays Orc Patrol and gets Elven Cloaks. I wish he drew an eye, but of course not. But it's okay. And I play Bilbo Song to move it down some more. And it gets rid of Captain of Despair. And I just keep drawing character cards. I drew House of Stewards. Great card. It's sarcasm. Horrible. He starts bringing the South runs down finally, turn 9. And I play Winds from the West to get rid of We Shall Get It. He keeps drawing character cards. And then he draws another character card. So he's going total corruption here. And I'm not drawing anything helpful. Eagles are coming, not going to help. Not going to help. I mean, this will help. The Dane's Ironfoot's guard, that'll help. But, here we go, turn 10. And in every turn, he keeps rolling all these eyes. So, you can't see the statistics right now. but he has +8 on eyes, -4 on musters, -4 on hybrids, -2 on armies, -2 on characters. So, yeah, that's the way this game is going. All right. So I start by playing There's Another Way because I want to heal a corruption before moving. And I draw a 3, and I don't want to get too much corruption. So I just reveal. And I was very relieved here not to see a +1 card appear. Meaning no breaking of the fellowship to boot, or Foul Thing from the Deep just to boost the corruption by 1. So I'm relieved here when I see these armies move. So I'm okay with this because I'll just put a guy. I have Dane's Ironfoot Guard if needed to protect. I move the Fellowship. No, I flip the Fellowship, sorry. And movement continues to happen. He plays Ring Wraiths to attack Minas Tirith. I think of doing a field here because I figure I can afford 2 hits. And I'm going to play Daylight so he can't roll that much. Oh, he must have played Black Breath. I couldn't see it because it's behind this card. And I only get 1 hit back. I'm not happy. And I go into Siege. And I keep drawing character cards. I got Wizard Staff. Super not helpful. I mean, it might have been smart to move Gandalf into Minas Tirith before this happened. But the way I see it again, the military isn't going to make a difference. This is going to be a ring win, one way or the other. So now I keep drawing. Now I draw Create Company, another useless card. He attacks Minas Tirith. I play Heroic Death, realize I can't, so I put it back. He gets 2. I get 0. Presses. He gets 2. I get 1. Gonna keep going. He keeps pressing down, and he kills it. So that was horrible. That was bad luck, but again, I'm not worried because I can dunk next turn if I'm lucky. And I played Dane's Ironfoot's Guard here because I don't know if I'll be able to play that in time next turn. And I'd rather get it out in case I get a character I want to use. He draws a character card again. And I get the other ends card. And Fear Fire Foe is useless cards. Now return 11. Fellowship okay. Allocates 1. And he rolls again. 3 more. And I roll an eye. Galadriel helps out. Thanks, Galadriel. So I wrote Traitor because she is. He writes Classic Galadriel because I've seen a lot of Romp's videos, and he does definitely point out that Galadriel doesn't always fight for the right team. So I decide to move. And I draw an eye. And I lose. I said I tried. He said, yeah, well tried. So for fun, I want to see what I would draw if I was to play some more. And it's a 1 and a 2 reveal, which would have won the game. But it didn't happen. And I talked about I should have gone military. Because, you know, I don't know what I could have done here. I could have used the Will of the West to draw a character, maybe. But I don't know. I mean, tell me in the comments what you think. Should I have gone military? Would that have been the correct play? I'm just so scared of military victories in general for free because I've seen them crash and burn so often. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you again for people who are watching this video. I really appreciate the support. Let me know your thoughts on the video. And I'll keep streaming my next game, who I don't know who I'm playing yet. I'm not out yet because I was in the winner's bracket. Now I'll just move on to the loser's bracket. So again, thank you all for watching, and a special thanks again to the War of the Ring Discord server. Just this is a fun activity to do, and I really recommend people do this. It's fun. And that's it. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.